Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Some of you guys might know me from Rack TV. You might even be watching this on Rack TV. But I started this new YouTube channel because I felt like doing something a little different. This is Rack TV Healthy. This is new to me. I've never had a YouTube channel before. I've never particularly liked YouTube. But for what I'm trying to do here, I thought the subscribe feature as well as the intonations would be beneficial and make it more interesting. Plus, I figure what I do here isn't going to be particularly interesting to everyone on Rack TV, but those of you who do want to follow can subscribe and see the new videos almost daily. So what are we doing here? Well, about a month ago, right around New Year's, just like probably millions of other people, I decided I was going to get healthier. I had really let myself go, really bad, for a couple of years. And I really felt like it was time to make a change. I used to be an athlete. In particular, I love playing basketball. So I decided to make myself a goal. Rather than worry about losing a particular amount of weight, or dieting for a certain amount of time, or getting on some kind of crazy exercise routine, I was just going to gradually change my life until I got to a point where I could semi-competitively play in a men's basketball league. So far, like I said, for the last month or so, I've been on a pretty strict diet, eating much smaller portions, cutting out all caffeine, which was a major vice for me, and doing my body no favors. Eating a really healthy breakfast, which is something I hadn't done in years. Keeping track of my calories. I also built a gym downstairs in my house, specifically for moderate workouts. Walking and jogging, lightweight lifting, and boxing. I wanted it to be things that I could keep doing, not get tired of or get sick of. Boxing, I think, is a lot of fun. Plus, I think as a guy, you should always feel pretty comfortable throwing a punch. Big subscriber and low weight and high rep, really controlling the rep all the way through. I use the walking and jogging time on the treadmill as like personal time to think and listen to some of my favorite music. So they're all habits that I can continue and maintain. Again, I'm going for a life change. No immediate goal and no vanity mission. I stress this because if you're looking for a place to get advice on maybe how to fit into your prom dress or get your beach body ready, this isn't really going to be the place for it. Although if you have some tips for that sort of stuff, please respond to my videos or leave them in the comments. I'm interested in that kind of thing. It's just not my goal. I want to be healthier. Just want to be healthy. And I don't wear prom dresses often. I started this journey at about 240, which is kind of a crazy weight for me. It's more than I ever weighed. I'm down to 226 right now. Again, this really isn't about weight loss, but when you let yourself go as much as I had, it tends to be one of the better side effects. It also makes a great starting point, so as hopefully you continue to watch me down my journey, it'll make a good marker about whether or not I'm making positive changes or not. Also, today marks the first day in my juice fast. I haven't really put a time frame on it, except that I know that I'm going to do at least a week. I'm leaving it sort of open-ended, but I can't say the whole month like I originally wanted to, because Valentine's Day is in the middle of it, and I have to take my girlfriend to dinner. Plus, I'll need a couple days before then to get my stomach accustomed to eating again. So, I'm not really sure how long this is going to go this time, but I will be doing longer juice fasts in the future, and I am going to keep it very informative, try to update every day. So if you're interested in that sort of thing, I'll show you what it's like to go through it, and I'm a pretty honest guy, and I have no shame, so I'll give you the gritty details. I'm on day 1, and so far I feel really good. But I did prepare quite rigorously for this. Like I said, I've been on a low-calorie diet. I did a ton of research. I rested up and I started adding juice to my diet a couple days ago now, trying to get my palate used to it because right off the bat it doesn't really taste that good, and this is going to be the only thing, for the most part, I'm taking in. So, I wanted to at least kind of enjoy it. Plus, I figured, and I was right, that the first couple juices I made didn't really have my recipe ready, and I wasn't really sure what I liked yet. So I thought for my first video on this, I'd share some of the things I've learned and invite you to maybe try it with me. Those of you that are thinking about it, or maybe thinking about it now that you know I'm doing it, can also follow along for this first shorter fast, and maybe hop on board when I do the longer full month fast that I plan on doing pretty soon. So here's some things I learned so far. 1. Lemon and limes are your best friends. I've learned that adding a lemon or lime to a juice can do a lot to change its flavor, in terms of sweetening it up. It's a really big boost. You do want to be careful with your citrus fruits though, because they taste the best. We want to put a lot of them in there, and vitamin C is great, but they have a tendency to make you a little nauseous if you go overboard, and there's a little bit of a burn associated with them leaving the body, if you know what I mean. Another important lesson I learned so far juicing is that celery is a very strong flavor. It's weird because when you eat it, it practically has no taste. It carries no calories either. But when you juice it, it could become very overwhelming. In fact, in my experience, it overwhelms just about anything. So I just keep it down to 1 or 2 stalks per juice, because overwhelming celery is really not that great. Big tip I have is to get the best juicer you can afford. I have a Breville. Everywhere I read it was considered the best juicer, and it really is important. You don't want to have a gritty or pulpy juice, and you don't want to have a hard time making your juice or cleaning up afterwards. All those things will discourage you from continuing. My Breville has a 1,000-watt motor in it with 2 different speeds, high and low for soft and hard fruits and vegetables, and it makes juicing really, really easy. Not only that, but it's super easy to clean, and it's incredibly well built. I highly recommend it. It is a little bit pricey, but hey, hopefully it'll be the only juicer you'll ever have to buy. In the morning, I've learned that starting with a lot of fruit is good, and then gradually throughout the day adding more vegetables. This keeps your energy levels up through the day. So far, I feel great. Again, it's only day 1 of me really fasting. I expect to feel, the effects of fasting over the next couple days pretty bad. I'll be here to let you know. There's things about my juice fast that are different than what I found when I was researching. For one, I'm supplementing my juice fast. I'm taking creatine, glutamine, and amino acids. I'm also taking a fat burner, Dren. I'm doing this for 2 reasons. One, I'm still carrying way too much weight, so I wanted to keep working out during my fast, which most people recommend not doing, mostly because your body will break down muscle first for energy. And on a 0-calorie diet, any exercise you do is going to cause your body to do just that. I wanted to maintain my muscle and most importantly my strength. I'm very strong and I consider that part of my personality, part of who I am. So to maintain that, while simultaneously trying to burn fat, I've added the supplements to try to give my muscles a chance at sticking around through this. Still, I've drastically reduced my workout. What I'm going to try to do throughout the fast is 40 minutes a day on the treadmill. No strict rules about speed. No strict rules about what I do while I'm on the treadmill, because I know it'll become increasingly difficult throughout my fast. Just trying to get at least 400 calories burned, move at least 4 miles. That's pretty easy to do. Just a comfortable pace, and you can burn a lot of the calories simply by increasing the incline. Increasing the incline actually shortens the distance between your foot and the step. I think that's the right way of putting it. As a big guy who was incredibly out of shape, I was having a really tough time with shin splints. If you experience that same sort of thing, I highly recommend increasing the incline just a little bit. It burns more calories, and shortening the step seemed to do a lot to alleviate my shin splints. For those of you who might try exercising during your juice fast as well, I have to say, even though it's only been 1 full day juicing, my muscles definitely weren't as strong as I'm used to, and I did have a hard time towards the end of my treadmill workout. The Gatorade really seemed to help. I also want to say, a juice fast really isn't for everyone. It is pretty extreme. The only reason I'm really trying it is because I was extremely bad to my body. Now I'm attempting to be extremely good to it. And there's 2 thoughts behind the juice fast that really sort of intrigue me. One is about ancestral diet. Basically, nowadays we've all been taught to eat 3 times a day and to eat basically within the food pyramid. Those habits are good, and they'll do very well for you. Ancestrally, I'm talking about, before civilization or whatever, we were basically biologically the same, but we probably just ate whenever we were hungry. Now, we probably ate whatever was readily available that we could pick, like a fruit or a berry, maybe even grass out of the ground. Who knows how we ate then? But what we probably didn't do is gather 17 of our friends and go hunt, a bison and drag it back to camp. In fact, most of my research said that we probably only did that sort of thing at most once a month. So for the rest of the time we were hungry, we were probably eating grasses and vegetables and fruits and berries. So there's that thought. If it worked for thousands of years, why wouldn't it work now? And if that's the type of diet that your body is genetically and biologically supposed to be intaking, then it might be worth a shot. At least that's my thought. I also learned in my research that any time a cooked food is introduced to the body, your body releases white blood cells to actually attack it. So there's an immune system response to eating, traditionally. I didn't really like the sound of that. I didn't like the idea of my immune system being activated anytime I ate anything. So I'm thinking about this fast as a time to give my immune system a rest. Or at least let it pay attention to the things I really want it paying attention to, not my digestion. There's also a ton of vitamins in fruits and vegetables. And even though since I started my wellness journey I've been taking a multivitamin any day, I'm really excited about the tremendous amount of vitamins I'm putting into my body. Since I added juicing to my diet just about a week ago, I've probably consumed more fruits or vegetables than I had probably all of last year. So for me, I think this was sort of necessary. Anyway, some of you might be curious, some of you might want to try it yourself. I just wanted to create a place where I could share not only this, but everything I'm trying to do to better myself, and maybe even share me reaching that end goal and playing in the basketball league. I'm going to keep it up to date almost daily. Those of you on Rack TV, don't worry, you won't see it every day. But if you hit subscribe, you'll have the ability to watch it on YouTube. On my Rack TV page, I'll only post like milestone videos. I hope a lot of you join in, or at least comment, or subscribe. You don't have to do it to watch me do it. I just felt like there was a need for this kind of page. I'm not some super fit guy, I'm far from it. I'm not a nutritional specialist or a doctor. I'm not the dirty hippie type normally affiliated with this sort of diet. I have no ethical reason for doing this. I'm not a vegan or a vegetarian. I'm just a normal guy trying to do everything I can to correct the mistakes that I've made to my body. If you can relate to that at all, then this might be a page you want to subscribe to. I hope I can give some good advice as I learn through trial and error. I hope I get great advice from you from watching my videos and maybe commenting. Again, I'm trying to make a lifestyle change. I'm trying to better myself. I'm trying to become more healthy. This page gives me just another reason to do that, and you guys communicating, maybe rooting for me or giving me tips, will only make it an easier and more rewarding experience. Anyway, I hope you subscribe. I'll be posting videos daily starting tomorrow. I hear day 2, 3, and 4 are really tough on this juice fast. I'll be here to let you know. Thanks for watching.